So it's not the structure. It's the fact that you've included sexuality. It's the fact that you want to lock your partner into the structure and not allow them to express their freedom. Like polygyny, for example, is a beautiful relationship structure. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful, where you can have a man in the house with multiple women. I mean, you can pull economics, you can share resources, share work, etc. It's beautiful, right? Especially if it's a low number of women. If you have like one man and two women, that's a great structure. But it's not a realistic structure sexually. And because one man's not pleasing, 2-3 women in a polygynous situation. Again, the reason why it might appear that way is because the women are forced to kind of go into this religious paradigm where, again, sex is this bad thing or whatever. So, you're talking about women who are getting sex like maybe once or twice a week. And that's a problem. Again, women are sexual beings. Sexual energy is how they express themselves. It's how they tap into their highest spirituality, their highest divinity. That's what the tool's there for. So if you don't allow her to have the freedom to get what she needs, then it's not going to work. Just like monogamy. Monogamy is a great structure. One man, one woman is fine. In terms of a living arrangement, there's no problem with that. Again, the problem is when you try to tie her down sexually. And the problem also with monogamy, and we're talking about the nuclear family structure, which again is a Western, patriarchal, religious family structure. The problem is that human beings are communal. We're gregarious beings. We need to socialize. The best thing about going to church is fellowship, is socializing with your other church members, talking, holding hands, laughing. Like, that's what we need as human beings. We need that social interaction. That's why Facebook is a fucking $1 billion business. Zuckerberg fucking created a way for human beings to socialize and connect on as an intimate level as possible without being physically in the same space. That's why Facebook is so big, because that's who we are as human beings. It's a requirement. It's a requirement. He was like, in an interview, he's like, I don't know why these people are giving me all their personal information. They're giving me their name, their real name, their date of birth, and where they live, and he just couldn't figure out, why would a human being do that? Especially someone who lives in America, who knows that your personal information is basically the key to who you are, the key to you getting anything done. And if somebody gets that information, it can be used against you. Why would a human being do that? The reason why a human being would do it is because the need to connect and contact another human being is so great, it's so high on the scale of human needs, that we'll do almost anything. I mean, he could have damn near put a social security number in there as a requirement, and people would have still done the shit. So that's how important socialization is. So again, the issue is, do we have communal structures? You can live in a house. It could be a man and a woman in the house, or a man and 3 women in the house, or a woman and 3 men in the house. That's cool, share food and work out chores and whatever, but you need the communal interaction. Human beings need that. And you can't control a human being's socialization, whether it's sexually or non-sexually. Human beings need sexual interaction with other human beings. I was talking with a friend, they're talking about how all these women are in these relationships, and they're there with these good men. So these men are not cheating on them. These men are there with the children, X, Y, and Z. But these women are not fulfilled, and they don't understand. They want to leave the relationship. You know what I'm saying? They need to do something else, and it's because these women don't understand that you can't be fulfilled in a monogamous situation. For the most part, I mean, unless there's always examples and exceptions or whatever. I'm saying just in general. I mean, if a woman is being honest and she'll say that, look, I don't feel the same sexual passion I feel for my husband as I did in year 1. Year 5 is different than year 1. Year 10 is different than year 1. Most married couples who survive over the long term, they survive as very close friends, very close acquaintances. They've learned, the art of commitment to each other. They've learned the art of sharing. They've learned the art of intimacy. Not passion, not sexual passion and sexual fire. After 5, 10, 15 years, it's generally not sexual fire and passion. But yeah, the intimacy is there, the friendship is there, the cordialness, all those things are there. But as human beings, we need passion in our life. We need sexual passion. Why do you think women are so much into watching Scandal and reading, 50 Shades of Grey and reading all these romance novels? All these authors are making all this money selling these women all these sexually explicit romance novels and all this passion romance stuff on television. That's what it's all about, passion and romance. It's the original soap operas from like the 70s and 80s and 90s. It was just about, love circles and scandal and, people sneaking off and cheating on each other and shit like that. Like, why? And it's mostly women watching that. Why are they drawn to that? The reason why women are drawn to that is because they're seeking that on the inside. They're seeking that passion. They're seeking that connection with other human beings. They want to be madly in love or madly attracted to other human beings, other men or whatever. They're not going to get that in the monogamous union, and they're definitely not going to get that in the polygamous union. I mean, women, you got to really think through this polygamous thing, this polygynous thing. You get into that, man. Unless the man that you're with is really knowledgeable and really open, you're gonna fall short. I've seen women in polygynous structures. They are sexually starved and frustrated like a motherfucker. They'll never ever admit it. They'll never admit it. Ever. You know what I'm saying? But you could, as somebody who deals with tantra and deals with sacred sexuality, I'm looking at them and it's like, the shit is obvious to me. You are not getting enough dick. You're not getting your pussy out enough. And when you do have sex, you're probably not getting it long enough and strong enough. You're not going into a deep state of trance. It takes women about an hour before they even go into a deep state of trance. I mean, an hour of skilled, steady fucking, not pornography fucking. Like, men are just fucking clueless, like trying to fuck like these pornography movies. I'm not talking about that kind of stuff. I'm talking about like long, sustained, rhythmic, being present with the woman type of fucking. And that takes time. It takes time for you to kind of work with your partner, you and your partner spending time together, really work up to that, where you're really connected and you can take her to that level. So, I've just seen this. I'm keeping this 100% real because, people are talking all this stuff and they don't really understand. They're not being truthful about where they're coming from within. Again, I don't have a problem with any form, however you want to relate, who you want to relate to, I don't care. That's not the issue. The issue is you're putting yourself into a structure and you're not being truthful about how you really feel. And when that stuff hits the fan, you either leave your husband. 70% of divorces are initiated by women. And it's not all because the man is cheating. There's financial issues, and there's also just women are not fulfilled. So they have low tolerance for bullshit. They're like, what the fuck am I in this relationship for? Like, I'm just gonna, women are making the money now. They're like, look, Negro, I'm out. I'm kicking you out the house. I'm taking the kids. I'm putting you on some child support type shit. I'm gonna abuse your ass for the rest of our mandatory relationship because we gotta deal with the kids together. And I'm gonna get some dick. What? You gonna try to lock me down on some shit? You're not gonna be in touch with me enough to know that I need something more? I'm just gonna put you through the fucking ringer. and you had the nerve to go out and get a piece of ass. Really? Okay. Like men are so, so that's the deal. I don't know what else to say about this shit. Dudes need to wake the fuck up.